All right, let's take a look at some of your thoughts on a new poll around Oregon's Measure 110. Again, that essentially legalized simple possession of hard drugs in the state. Pat brought you the update on Tuesday. And here are the biggest takeaways. The poll asked 1,000 registered voters in Oregon whether they would repeal 110 completely or leave it as is. You see the results. 56% of those polled with that question said enough is enough. Get rid of it. But let's peel it back a little more with another question. You ask a different question, of course, you get a different answer. Should parts be repealed to bring back penalties for possession of small amounts of hard drugs, or should 110 be left alone? You see the results. 64%, nearly two-thirds, say consequences for hard drugs should return. So that is the backdrop, and much like those results showed, the majority of you, at least those of you who called and emailed us, there were a lot, are ready for 110 to be a distant memory.
I think Measure 110 needs to go. The decriminalization of drugs in our city and our state is completely disgusting. Walking and working in downtown as I do, and to see the people whacked out and totally out of it on the sidewalk, they need to be moved to camps where they can get humanitarian treatment. Measure 110 is an eyesore, a blemish on our reputation as Oregonians.
Appreciate the voicemail, Mort. We also got this message from John. I cannot wait for the opportunity to vote to repeal this tragically flawed law. I voted for it in good faith. The people were promised decriminalization paired with extensive drug treatment. Only half was delivered, and it's been a complete disaster. I will also support restoring all penalties for drug use, possession, and distribution, ideally increasing them. It's clear lenience in this regard and only means addicts, these are his words, will happily ruin our lives in addition to their own.
You know, 110 was a stupid idea, in my opinion, when it was written. Stupid idea to put on the ballot. Of course, I'm not a druggie. I don't do drugs. I work for a living, unfortunately. I don't depend on the government to give me money or give me drugs, free crack pipes or anything. So, yeah, 110 is horrible.
Thanks, Ben, for that. A viewer named Joe kept his comment short and sweet. I voted against it, and it's gone as I expected. The state and health authority didn't do their homework and were unprepared.
I am a firm believer that Measure 110 has created a lot of the problems that we have downtown and contributed to the homeless problem. It's time to stop it, it's time to move on, and it's time for the Oregon legislature to come to their senses.
All right, you certainly get the point here. Once again, there were a few of you, though, who think that 110 can still be effective. It may just need some fixing.
I voted for Measure 110. I'm a recovering meth addict, and I think that, and I know I could not get clean unless I physically wanted to. I was homeless on the streets of Roseburg. But my point is that you can't get these guys clean unless they want to get clean, so there's no point in charging them with crimes that are going to saddle them with more problems later on down the line when they want to get clean, they want to get a job. They can't get a decent job because nobody will hire them because they're felons. I don't know, I feel that.
Thanks, Wes, for leaving that. Julie wrote in with a possible solution as well. I voted for 110 because drug felony convictions impact people for their entire life. However, there are alternatives, to relieve those consequences short of decriminalization of hard drugs. For example, criminal records could be expunged if a person were to meet some sobriety benchmarks. I hope we can find a solution that doesn't keep people from thriving if they can get past their addiction. If you missed our segment Tuesday with a full breakdown of the poll results, you can find it right now on the KGW YouTube channel. In the meantime, keep your comments on Measure 110 coming. Email the story at kgw.com or call and leave the team a voicemail. That number, of course, 503-226-5090.